Hello, today I want to show you the difference between a high risk and a low risk market and why you will actually make more money in the low risk market despite popular belief. Now let's take a look at my newly launched product. This is just one of them and it was able to launch this much with actually 0 reviews and very minimal PPC spend. I was doing about $20 a day, and actually when the first day of the product coming out, when I optimized the listing, it actually made 4 sales without any PPC. Now this was not a product in one of those crazy emerging hot markets. It's a very simple and some may even say bland but kind of spunky product, right? It wasn't a fad, it wasn't a trend, so the sales weren't coming in because the demand was high. The demand was moderate and competition was also moderate. So I'm going to show you how you can find these types of products without literally spending tens and thousands of dollars to launch them, which is actually what most sellers are teaching you to do. If you don't know the difference between high risk versus low risk, you are setting yourself for very high potential danger, because you will be launching products that take tens and thousands of dollars to try to get to first page, and by that point the competition is so cutthroat that you will not make it and you will be left with thousands of units. So I'm actually going to be showing you 2 markets and really breaking down why one is a high risk market and why the other one is a low risk market. Let me also introduce myself. Hello, my name is Karina and I teach others how to sell on Amazon, and I love doing it myself. So do like this video and subscribe to this channel as you will get a lot of value. Let's actually start here with our first product, which is a water bottle. Now please don't do this product. It's very common. I'm just using it as an example. Not all products are this obvious to be failing products, but the numbers typically look something like this. I'm actually going to be using the AMZScout extension in order to show the numbers. So let's open that up. If you want a great discount to this, you can check the link down below. This is a very affordable software. A month, it's very, very inexpensive. So I would suggest checking it out. And the first thing that pops up here is the overall score and result of success. Now, if you watch my other videos, I'm very biased towards these overall scores because they're typically algorithmically generated, and I believe at looking at the holistic picture up front. So that's what we're going to do. But just for a bird's eye view, it does tell you kind of the profit you're gonna get, the demand and the competition, and it ranks it here. You can read through this if you want, but I'm more interested in the numbers. So let's take a look over here. The very first thing that my eyes always gravitate to is the estimated revenue, and we can see here it's very high. So anybody who is first starting Amazon or maybe watched a few videos sees this all the time, right? Even in ads, they see these estimated revenues and they say, wow, I really want a product that does $83,000 a month, $166,000 a month, $169,000, $117,000, $374,000 a month, right? That seems like a dream come true. Give me these revenues, right? What they don't realize is, aside from the fact that typically these products do have very high reviews, if you glance over here, this is just beyond competitive. It has thousands of reviews, which is nothing you should ever be competing against. And by the way, I will actually talk about in the next product when we look at it, I'm going to tell you why higher reviews are actually not a bad thing and why you shouldn't be looking for products that are under 100 reviews, as many people suggest. So we're gonna talk about that in a second, but Amazon works in a way, it's a very positive feedback loop. The more sales you get, the higher you appear. The higher you appear on the first page, the more sales you get. So it's very dependent on itself, right? So let's think about this. How do we get to be one of these sellers, right? We have to match the sales velocity, meaning the revenue of the people on the first page, right? So you look at this and you say, can I match 60,000? If I get on the first page, I could be making a minimum of 29,000 or 60,000 or in the hundreds of thousands. And that honestly looks like a dream come true for most. But you have to realize, in order to get to the first page of Amazon, you have to make those sales. How are you going to make those sales? First and foremost, you must have enough inventory. So how many units is that exactly? Well, we can glance over here at the estimated sales sales and see that in a single month, these sellers are selling 9,000 units, 4,000 units, 5,000 units. That's a lot. Let's even say $5 times 5,272. That's over $25,000 just to have enough units for that month to sell. Now, do you have $25,000 that you want to invest into a water bottle or another arbitrary product right now? And let me tell you something, there is no guarantee that it will succeed. That seems like a high risk, right? We're also going to factor in how we're actually going to rank this product, which if you think about it logically, like I said, in order to get to the first page, you have to match the sales of these sellers. So how in the world are you going to match the sales of these sellers when you have 0 reviews and you have not spent a single dollar on PPC? Well, you might have to do giveaways, full price giveaways, which cost a lot of money. Again, that is tens and thousands of dollars of unfair black hat methods and tactics to get in, even to try to compete with these people. Not to mention, you're never going to stand out because the reviews just don't make sense. Even if these reviews were lower, the amount of money you have to invest to even have a chance to succeed in this product is what people don't even make in a single year as an average in the United States, for example, which is where I live. So that's unrealistic, and I would never want to put you through that much torture. If you are a student of mine, whether you are in my A to Z into a Milli Amazon program or my very low risk private label club, which you can join for $7, you will get all of the information how to avoid these markets and what to actually look for, how to look for a product that you can actually rank, such as I did, with potentially 0 reviews and very, very low PPC spend, not having to give away all these crazy units and actually only starting out with a small minimum order quantity. And really, you can spend $2,000 with the low risk approach that I like to teach, and you can literally find out all of this for $7 in my private label club, theplclub.com. I promise you that is the most value you're going to get for $7. And if you're a full member, you have product validation and weekly uploads and so many other things with me personally, so we can ensure that your product does not have any red flags and that it looks more in line with the product that I'm going to show you next, which is right here. These are our lovely aluminum pans. Now again, don't do this product. I'll tell you why after I finish describing this, but let's open the extension on this one and see what we find. So let's look at the revenue. Some sellers are doing a little bit high, but the average is much, much lower. There's 7,000, 6,000, 16,000. It's much lower, right? Let's glance over at the reviews. They're also significantly, significantly lower. And the sales as well are significantly lower. Now they're anywhere from 600 units to a few thousand. So these are the type of markets that are more low risk. Sure, they're not making 6 figures a month. However, if you have a few of these products, you can reach 6 figures a month level. But the trick with these products is that they're so much easier to rank. And this is my product that I recently launched that was more similar and in line with these markets. Lower reviews, but not too low. If you know how to do this strategically, and that is looking at the right markets, knowing what type of search volume to look for, really analyzing the revenue, the reviews, the price, all of that is included in my private label club, and you will find that out for $7. Then you will know how to not get yourself into these red zones and how to find markets where you only have to put a small amount of money up front and rank it with very minimal approach, even if it has high reviews. My product, some of the sellers had over 300 reviews, even 500 reviews. All of that is in the details, okay? There's too much to talk about this now, but I want you to see the contrast, because in this market, you can actually start out with a much, much lower minimum order quantity, say $300, right? As opposed to the other market where you need a minimum of 5,000 units, because think about this, if you do decide to kind of rank it to the top in whatever probably against terms of service way, then you're going to need extra units immediately to actually start making your investment back when real people start to buy your product, not just kind of fake people, so you can get your sales rank up to match the sales velocity. So if you don't have those extra units, and in most cases you will actually have to get more than 5,000 units, you'll have to get 10,000 units because you want to be sure you're in stock for when the real sales come in. While here, you will start ranking and getting sales from real people immediately, okay? And there's a whole strategy about how to set up your campaigns, how to kind of find these words, how to optimize your listing, how to differentiate your product and actually make you stand out. All of that is covered in my full course, so you know how to take a product from literally scratch to ultimate success. And high reviews is actually not as scary as people make it out to be, but just know the difference between high risk and low risk, and that if you are having a difficult time with product research, as most people do, there is a very good reason. And the reason is you're looking into oversaturated markets that everyone else is looking into, hoping to make a lot of money. But there is a very much simpler approach and more safer approach with a very minimalistic investment that you can use to actually start getting tractions and start to make profit that you can reinvest back into your business instead of spending tens and thousands of dollars. And that, my friends, is the difference between a low risk and high risk market. And if you want to get this extension that I showed in this video, all of my discount links will be down below. And thank you for watching. Do subscribe, like the video, and I will see you in the next one.